Hello, my name is Jered Groner, and before I get started telling you guys about my story and my journey, I just want to take the time to thank each and every one of you for the amount of time and man hours that y'all have spent researching trying to find a cure for these malignant tumors. I really appreciate that, and it means a lot more to me and to other people who have similar diseases than you guys know. And I just wanted to tell you guys thank you, and that I really appreciate it. So, with that, I guess we'll go on, and I'll start my story and my journey. So, in high school, I played football and had multiple concussions, and I think it was four exactly. But after the fourth one, the team trainer recommended that I go get an MRI just to make sure everything was okay with my brain. And the MRI yielded a spot on my left frontal lobe that the doctors initially thought was a thing called cortical dysplasia, which is just an abnormal cells and tissue that they thought was a birth defect. But they recommended that I just have a follow-up MRI every 6 months just to make sure that that spot that they found hadn't grown any. So fast forward to June of 2009, I graduated high school from Midland Lee in Midland, Texas, and then I enrolled to start classes at Texas A&M University in College Station, Texas, and was at home for winter break and had one of my routine MRIs. And it was 2 days before I was set to go back to school. We got the phone call that the spot that they initially thought was cortical dysplasia had grown and therefore was a tumor, and I needed to have it taken out. The doctor said that there wasn't any rush to have it taken out, that I could go back to school for the spring semester and then have surgery that summer. But after talking it over with my family, we decided that it would be best for me to go ahead and have the procedure done and have the tumor taken out. So I had my first brain surgery on February 8th, 2010 at 19 years old. And the tumor came back that it was malignant and cancerous. So they recommended that I go see Dr. Mark Gilbert, a specialist who deals with oligodendrogliomas at the time in Houston. I'm sure you guys know Dr. Gilbert. He's a great guy, super intelligent. So we've really been blessed to have him as our doctor. But so we went to see him, and he recommended that I do 2 years of oral chemotherapy called temozolomide, otherwise known as Temodar. So during that time, I would be 5 days on Temodar and then 21 days off. So I was able to continue to go to school and still ended up graduating in 4 years with my Bachelor in Business Administration degree in finance. I was able to graduate from Texas A&M in 2013, and then I enrolled in a master's in finance program and then graduated with my master's degree in finance in 2014. And then I moved to Houston for a job and was living in Houston for about 7 months. And then for whatever reason, I had the urge to go back home and to get back in the oil and gas business, which turned out to be a huge blessing. I think it was God's way of calling me home because something bad was about to happen. So I moved back to Midland, and then I lived in Midland for about 2 months, and then I had another MRI in Houston 2 months after I'd moved back to Midland, and it turned out that the tumor had reappeared on the MRIs, and the tumor reappeared, and that I guess the tumor was back. So we called Dr. Gilbert, we got in contact with him, and he was now up at the NIH, the head of the neuro-oncology division up there. And so he said that I could come up there and they would run their own scans on me and tests. And so we went up there, I guess, probably 2 weeks after that initial MRI where the tumor was back. And it was indeed back, so he recommended that I have surgery. So after we went up there for the initial visitation, we ended up having surgery. About a month later, Dr. Kareem Zagul performed the surgery and just did a flawless job. It went so well that I actually gave him and his team members a fist bump when they were carting me out of the operating room. So it was good that the surgery went so well. So after the surgery, I went back to Midland for maybe a week or two, And then back up, my mom and I moved up to Bethesda, Maryland, found an apartment up there and lived there for 6 weeks while I underwent radiation. And then after radiation, I was supposed to go through 6 rounds of oral chemotherapy of procarbazine and CCNU, but my white blood cell count dropped so low that I was only able to do 5 rounds. And during that time, I was having blood work done every other week at a place here in Midland, and then I would go up to the NIH once every other month for MRIs, blood work, and then a natural history study that they enrolled me in. So yeah, it's just a huge blessing that Dr. Gilbert's been in our life. So that's okay. So after CCNU and procarbazine, I've been cancer-free ever since August of 2015, which was my second brain surgery. I had it August 28th of 2015, which actually was my older brother's 29th birthday. So he was nice enough to go up there with me on his birthday, so it meant a lot. But I've been cancer-free ever since then. During my treatments, I experienced nauseousness from the chemotherapy, obviously low white blood cell counts, and then I actually lost my speech for 3 weeks after my first brain surgery. So God has been so good to me. He's just blessed me with a loving, caring family, starting from my wife, my parents, and my older brother, and all my prayer warriors out there. Golly, it's truly amazing to see how blessed I've been, and just how much He's taken care of me. And I just I'm so grateful to Him. And I just want to tell patients out there that don't get down on yourself. Don't ever quit. Although it may be tempting, don't ever ask yourself why is this happening to me. Just trust and have faith that the good Lord above knows what He's doing. And my ultimate hope for the NCI Connect and all the specialists researching rare brain tumors is that y'all ultimately find a cure for brain cancer. And I thank you guys so much. And God bless all you guys. So thank you.